There's a tree that grows in the Moroccan desert that's been the savior of a family business located in the Jordan Valley. Chaim and Sylvie Oren arrived in the Jordan Valley in 1981, right at the beginning when the settlements were being established in the Jordan Valley. And they're farmers, and no one then had any clue what was going to grow in the Jordan Valley. It's a unique earth composition. At the beginning, they thought it was more like desert, but it's not. And trial and error, they started to see what was going to grow. At the beginning, they started growing these special products like yellow watermelons, which actually grew extremely well. But when they hit the market, people didn't know what yellow watermelons were, so they didn't buy them, and that didn't go so well. So they pivoted, and they started growing high-level, recognizable products like figs and grapes, and producing them in unique seasons, so that they would hit the market when they were the only ones on the market. So their main clientele were actually European countries, and this endeavor proved extremely successful. So up until about 4 years ago, the Orens were exporting tens of tons of produce every year. And then the boycotts started hitting them hard. So what had made them unique, the seasonality of their products, now proved disastrous because they were the only ones on the market. So if you went to England and saw figs, those were figs from the Jordan Valley. So people started boycotting them. And specifically England, for example, one of their biggest buyers of figs today don't even buy a single fig. So they were in a situation that they had tons and tons of produce just sitting and rotting. And actually, they told me that in the last year, they threw out 18 tons of figs. So they had to pivot again and rethink what they were doing. So they started growing produce, first of all, that had a much longer shelf life, like dates. And they also took a chance with something new. They planted a grove of what's called the argan tree, if you've heard of it. It's originally from Morocco. It's called the tree of life for the amazing numerous healing properties of the argan oil that's produced from the nuts. The risk paid off in a big way, and today the Oren's argan oil produced on their farm and exported worldwide to be added to cosmetics and hair products and a whole range of products has become another huge success story, and they can't expand it fast enough to meet the growing demand. So if you ask the Orens what has kept them going all these years, how they found that strength to pivot, to take risks and start over and over again, they credit two things. As farmers, when you literally put roots in the ground, that roots you as well. You're there to stay and stick it out, for better or for worse. They also credit their outlook. Farmers have a far-reaching outlook on life. In the hard times, they just state, next year will be better. My name is Elisheva Blum, and I'm the co-founder of the Pekatom. We promote and market small businesses from Yehuda and Shimon. Over the past 8 years, I've spoken to literally thousands of businesses, and I can tell you that this unshakable pioneering spirit is not unique to the Orens, and it's not unique just to farmers. What is it about the entrepreneurial spirit in Yehuda and Shimon that makes it so unique? Well, I think it's what the Orens actually said. It can be boiled down to two major things: connection to our roots and a very wide outlook. Opening up a business, from personal experience, in Yehuda and Shimon is not an easy thing. You have to contend with accessibility to your business, usually a ways away from a major city. Sometimes there's security issues on the road, there are boycotts and more. But here's the thing. We felt this establishing our own business, and I meet this modern pioneering spirit every single day talking to businesses in Yehuda and Shimon. When you build a business in Yehuda and Shimon, you're not just building a business, you're building a community. You're invested and rooted to the very ground. You're connected to the millennia-old history of the Jewish ancestral homeland. You're directly affecting and strengthening the fabric of the Yeshuvim via commerce. We, day to day, contend with difficulties by connecting with history, connecting with our faith, and connecting with love of the land. The Gemara tells a beautiful story about another tree, a carob tree. It's about Choni Amagel, who sees a man planting a carob tree. And Choni asks the man, "This carob tree, how many years will it take until it bears fruit?" The man informs him, "It'll take 70 years to see fruit." Choni incredulously asks the man, "Are you so sure you're going to live another 70 years? The man answers, "I found the world planted with carobs. Just as my ancestors planted them for me, I'm planting them for my children." I grew up in Israel on the shoulders of giants. My schooling was infused with the heroic stories of visionaries like Hannah Senesh, Yosef Trumpeldor, David Ben-Gurion, and many others. I was lucky enough to be born into a world where a Jewish state and a Jewish homeland is a fact. The story of the entrepreneurs of Yehuda v'Shomron embodies this pioneering spirit in its modern version of the 21st century. And the wonderful thing is, as opposed to the pioneers of old, today's technology enables people from all over the world to become part of this pioneering story, to buy from, hire, and visit these businesses who are all busy planting carob trees for our children's children. Thank you.